Hey friends, thank you so much for being here. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here with another encouragement video for you guys, a Tip Tuesday that's just all about wig wearing encouragement. I just pulled out my Rene of Paris Wyatt in the color Melted Coconut. I've had this wig since last summer. I don't actually think I ever did the color spotlight on this one. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start wearing this one again. It's summertime. This is kind of a summer style for me. And I pulled her out and I had her stored in a Ziploc baggie with the tag, because if it's a wig I'm keeping and I know I'm likely not going to sell it, I don't store it in the box because I don't have enough room for that. So I store it in a baggie and then I pile all my Rene of Paris wigs in the same bin. Well, I put this one on and it wasn't looking so good. So I thought I'd film a video showing how I'm going to make this one look good again, just because I know this is happening to someone else. So if you want to know what I'm going to do with this to make her look better, stick around and I'll show you. All right, so let's put her on. So again, just pulled her out. I wore her a little bit last summer and really not a lot. I wore my Wyatt in Melted Marshmallow a lot last summer, and that's actually the wig I did my pool video on. So if you've not seen that, I show you how you can swim in a pool with a synthetic wig on. It does work. So anyway, I put her on and I thought, oh, I don't know, this isn't looking so hot. It just needs a little bit of help, not a ton. It actually looked a lot worse yesterday, but I started to mess with her, and that's when I said, okay, I have to do a video. So what am I going to do? She's looking a little wild, and this can happen, especially with a basic cap wig that has a fair amount of permatease. And Wyatt is a basic cap, doesn't have any cap features, and not a huge amount of permatease, but enough that that's generally a lot of times where box hair comes from. It's the permatease that gets all compacted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comb her out first. Now, Wyatt does have waves, but it's one of those kind that I think needs some gentle combing every now and then. If this were really curly like Girl Mono, I might not comb through it. But I'm just trying to sort of smooth out the fibers, you know, kind of wake her up. Oh, there was a snarl there. I almost pulled her off my head. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of comb her out, take care of any tangles that she has. I must not have done this when I put her away last summer because she's pretty tangly right now and she's only been living in her bag. So that's on me. But first of all, I'm going to do that. That's already starting to look a lot better. Now remember, this one's a short, kind of messy piece. It doesn't have any cap features, so it's up to me to try to style her in a way that looks good. All right, so that's a lot better already. Sometimes just combing through the fibers, messing them up, getting into that permatease, you know, kind of waking it up if it's been smashed down a little bit, that's all a great start. Now, because of the type of wave pattern Wyatt has, I'm going to actually spray this one down with water and scrunch it up, and I'm going to hang it on my shower curtain rod to dry. I'll turn this toward the shower here so that you can see what I'm doing in my teeny tiny little bathroom. All right, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to hold it in my shower upside down, and I'm just going to spray. This is just plain water. And I like to get it quite wet and shake it as I'm doing it, because that's really going to wake the fibers up. So just nice and wet, shaking it out. And now I'm just going to do some scrunching. So all I'm doing is I'm taking the fibers and I'm scrunching them up. And the reason I do this is because I just combed it out, and so I sort of smoothed out and straightened out some of those waves. And so now I just want to kind of scrunch them back in. And because this is a synthetic wig, that it has a memory, it keeps whatever the style was that was baked into it. And water will help refresh that style most of the time. If it hasn't been, you know, relaxed due to wear or, you know, accidentally getting heat on it or something like that. But so I'm just doing all kinds of scrunching. And now I'm just going to take the tag and I'm just going to hang it with one of these laundry hooks. If this one probably should have the tag cut out of it because it's short enough, there's a risk that it will show through. So if I would have cut this tag out already, I would just hang it by the nape. So that's all I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to let this dry. And because I really didn't soak the cap, I just really sprayed the fibers with the water, it should dry within 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, generally maximum. If I would have fully submerged it in the sink and sort of washed it, it would take longer because the cap would take longer, but synthetic fibers dry really fast. So I anticipate that this is going to be pretty dry within the next 20 minutes to a half an hour, and then we'll see what I have to do next, but I'll show it to you guys. So I'll be right back. Oh, quickly, another tip I have for you guys, if you get it really wet and it's dripping like mine is right now, you can just take a washcloth and do some scrunching with the washcloth. I'm not rubbing these fibers. I don't want to create friction on them, but I am trying to soak up a little bit of that extra water that's dripping off. Not only will that help it to dry faster, but it will, if it's wet enough and it's dripping so much, that extra water is actually putting pressure on the fibers. My goal here is to try to get some of that curl back in it. So I don't want that extra gravity pressure. So this will soak up some of that water, and so it's not pulling the fibers down and straightening them again. So just a tip for you, if you've got a curly wig and you're drying it, I always dry my curly wigs upside down, hanging with a hook, always. And so I do try to soak up some of that excess liquid so I'm not creating more gravity pressure on those curls. So just another tip for you. Okay, I am back and Wyatt is dry. So let's put Wyatt on and see what we've got. I think my camera is just a little bit crooked here. Well, these are just casual videos anyway, so it doesn't matter, I guess. It's the content that we care about, not the production quality, right? Okay, so let's get this one on. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing right away is that she looks a little bit less frizzy. You know, I didn't get a ton more curl out of this one, but some. And so one of the things I want to chat about real quick about this one is last summer, I was madly in love with this style. This whole style, it was just like, was a summer fun style for me. And for some reason this summer, I'm kind of looking at it going, I'm not so sure about this one this year. And that is part of the journey. You kind of ebb and flow with it. Things that you used to love, you don't love as much maybe in the future. Things that you didn't like, you love. And so it is about flexibility, and it's about understanding that there are those ebbs and flows, and you do grow and things change. And so it's just all part of the journey. So one of the things that's so awesome about styles like this is you can change up the style if you want to. So last summer, I was all about sort of wearing Wyatt down and wild. And I certainly think if I put some styling cream or spray in, I could really get this one fun and messy. But why don't I try something a little different and see if this will help? Because I am just kind of going, I'm not so sure right now. And I think part of the reason is I've been wearing a lot of human hair lately and a lot of longer styles, a lot of lower permaty styles, whereas last year I was wearing a lot of curly wigs and wigs with volume and permatees. So this one has a lot of volume, and I'm just not used to seeing myself with this much volume right now just because I haven't been wearing it. I can almost guarantee that I'll come back to this at some point and want all the volume again. So it isn't kind of, I'm over it. It's just right now, my taste is a little bit different. But the beauty of styling. So let's go ahead and try to put this in some sort of a style. So one of the things that I love about these shorter styles with all of these sort of messy wavy pieces is they're so great in a little updo. Let me see if I've got a smallish claw clip here. You can also use a ponytail holder. You can use bobby pins. I'm not super strong with bobby pins, but I really think that this could be a fun, maybe I'll try a couple of bobby pins. This could be a really fun style with just a few bobby pins in the back. So all I did was I grabbed it and put it in just a little tiny baby bun. And so now I just want to secure it. And one of the reasons why bobby pins are so great with wigs, especially wefted wigs, is you can take the bobby pin and you can stick it right through the wefting, and it really holds the piece securely. See, it's nice and secure, and that works really well. So I have a couple of options now, and if you notice, I've sort of tamped down some of that volume. So either I could leave it like it is, or I can take a headband, which I love to do, especially on super hot days in the summer. There's just something about putting a wig up and wearing a headband with it that makes all the difference. You guys see this mark on my arm still? I burned myself on Easter, and it's the last day of May right now. I don't know if that mark's ever gonna go away. I burned myself on the oven pulling the ham out. All right. So this is just a regular headband, a bandana. I'm just looking in the mirror behind my camera so I can see. And all I did was just tie it in the back. You could use any kind of a headband. I like, for something like this, I like bandanas because I have a little bit more control over where it goes on the head, as opposed to a stretchy cloth bandana, which I love and I use those too. They can just be a little bit trickier to get exactly where you want it because you kind of pull it up and then you have to try to pull hair out. That would work just fine if that's what you have. But I like these because I just, like I said, I have a little bit more control over where I put it. So now I can just leave it like this. I could tuck some of this away so I don't have so much. So you notice there's a lot more here, a lot less here. That's all personal preference. I could take some of this hair up here and I could start pulling it out so that I've got a little bit more kind of, this side is, you know, see how that's a little bit more put together and this side's a little bit messier. I could do that on both sides. It's all how you want to style it. You can take more bobby pins and put more hair up. Just the sky's the limit with it. Because this is a basic cap wig, I purposely kept some of it out in front so I could hide where that cap was. If you have a wig that has a lace front, then you could keep all of this hair up and have the lace front show. So again, how you choose to do this is totally flexible depending on the wig that you have on and what you have to work with. But look at how much that changed the look of this piece. How it tamped down, and I could fold this even smaller so it doesn't have to be this wide, but how easy it is if you have a wig that you purchased because it looked so cute on someone else, or you liked it before but now you're kind of not feeling it. Well, look at that. How easy was that? And this is such a perfect casual look for just about anything. I mean, if you want to you could go swimming with it on like this. You could go to an amusement park. This, if I were going to an amusement park right now, I have nothing under this wig and it feels very, very secure. I would wear this wig like this for everyday wear. If I was just, you know, running errands, if I was going to a barbecue, any of those things, I would wear it just like this and I would not feel the need to adhere it or put a wig grip on. If I were going to an amusement park and I were going to be going on a lot of rides, I might choose to put a wig grip on and that would be it. It would hold very securely. I think it'll hold securely like this, but you never know. So I get that question a lot. How do I adhere my wigs? Sometimes I don't at all. One more quick look at the back here. Really have to clean this mirror. See? And all it took was two bobby pins. That is all I had to do. And I'm not even good with bobby pins. And that was super easy. You saw how short this wig was and how layered this wig is. That does not mean you can't put it into an updo and that you can't do something different with it if you're not feeling how it looks and all the volume. So that is it for you guys today. It kind of took a different direction for me, but I think I'm going to do these videos every now and then because I know I have a lot of new wig wearing sisters out there who just, you're struggling. How do I do this stuff? How do I style a wig? What can I do with a wig? What can't I do with a wig? There are very few can'ts, I will tell you that. Regular synthetic, stay away from heat, from the oven, from a fire. But I mean, honestly, I think if you have an opportunity to purchase a wig that's outside of your comfort zone at a really good price, I would jump on it if you can afford to do that because it will be a learning opportunity for you. I purchased this last year. I think I got it from a wig sister, if I'm remembering correctly, for like $85 or $80 or something like that. Such a good deal, knowing that I can work with styling. Even if it doesn't work for me, I can figure it out and it would be a wig that will serve a purpose. So don't hesitate if you find a really good deal on something. And quite honestly, the color, that was one thing that I was unsure about. I mean, it is a pretty out there color. You know, it's a two-tone color. It's got all that lightness at the bottom. But when I put it up like this, you can't see a whole lot of that color. So it might be an opportunity too for you to try something a little outside your comfort zone with color, knowing that if you decide to put it in an updo with a headband, you're going to change the look of that just a little bit. So if you're a little bit outside your comfort zone, it would give you an opportunity to grow into it. So hope this helped you guys. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know, do videos like this help you? They're kind of spontaneous. I haven't rehearsed this, but I just have to believe that people need this information. If anything, just as encouragement so that you can get out there and try some things. I'm getting a little emotional because I remember what it was like at the beginning of my journey. It's hard. Why? Guys, I'm gonna Hashimoto's flare and it's messing with me. So I don't know why I'm so emotional right now, but I think it's just because I know how hard it is. And my heart is with you guys. I want to help so badly. And that's why I make these videos. So sometimes I feel a little insecure about it because I'm not sure if I'm hitting the mark or if it's kind of dumb, you know, throwing it out there like this. But I have to, but gosh, guys, this is ridiculous. Darn hormones. So just let me know, does this help you guys? What can I do to help you more? If I do more videos like this, just showing you how I might play with the wig and how I might style a wig, or, you know, something that I've experienced, does that do anything for you guys? Is it worth your time? I guess that's what I'm asking. I hope this did help you. I'm a little embarrassed about how this ended, but I'm going to put this out there anyway because I'm not refilming this. So it is what it is, right? And for those of you suffering from any kind of an autoimmune disease or physical ailment, gosh, guys, my heart is with you. I'm having a real hard time right now. I'm just trying to power through it. But things like this kind of happen when you're going through tough times, right? But I have you guys. This gives me purpose, and I appreciate you guys watching my video. So thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Silly cry.